When it all began with the downhill sport back in the 90s, all bikes were made of heavy steel. To keep up with the high demands, bikes changed from rusty steel to aluminum bikes. Efficiency and lightness came into the industrial spotlight, but aluminum came also to its limits. So frames changed from metal to stiffer carbon fiber. Carbon is extremely light but also expensive. With this review I'm trying to find out if it is worth to buy an aluminum bike instead of a carbon one. Hey there and welcome to the review of the Propain 𝗘𝗾𝗃. Yeah, Propain hooked us up with the bike and I was totally free to do whatever I wanted with the bike. So my opinion isn't influenced by anything and yeah, that's what I wanted to say, so let's start with the review. The new aluminum range comes thinner and more modern than its predecessor. The own developed Propain suspension system and the well thought out details appear up to date. The Propain 𝗘𝗃𝗃 is shining in its new olive color with contrasty orange parts. Part highlights are definitely the combination of the 200mm Fox 40 Air and the Fox Float X2 air coil damper. The relaxed strength is forwarded to the SRAM X01 carbon crank and then passed to the X01 derailleur. The deceleration is taken over by the 4-piston Magura MT7. In terms of equipment, the bike sets high standards. Actually, only carbon wheels are missing. But we won't push this too far. The geometry is also revised in the course of the new development. The fork sits in a 63.5 degrees flat steering angle. The wheels are 1240mm apart. And not to forget, the top tube is 611mm. Everything at a medium frame size. More geometry data can be found on Propain's website. The already mentioned details are the cable management which runs inside the frame. Furthermore, every entrance is also provided with a piece of rubber. The down tube gets protected by a plastic frame protector. On my bike it's missing because I got a prototype. Also the chainstay is saved by some rubber piece. However, the chain likes to pop on the bottom of the chainstay. Here I'd wish for a protection like the 𝗘𝗃𝗃 provides. The rear shock is being protected by a perfectly shaped carbon mud catcher. The only thing I really don't like, and this refers to all Propain rear frames, is the extremely hard to reach shock. On 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗃, 𝗘𝗃𝗃 and even with this bike it is very difficult to do some adjustments. Especially with this damper I had to grind my own hex wrench to adjust the shock properly. But the most elaborate geometry or the best detailed solutions are worth nothing if the bike is not feeling good on the trails. On the parking lot the range already feels very aggressive. You are standing centered on the bike and are ready to race. On the trail the Propain system blew my mind. Punches are damped very precisely but you still get good feedback from the ground. The suspension delivers high comfort and quietness at high speed over rock gardens. The tires stick to the ground even on rocky berms and perform with high mechanical grip. Should you lose touch with the trail, it is still possible to control the bike well. Despite the wheelbase of 1240mm, it is still possible to circle the bike through tighter turns. While in fast turns it is a bit sluggish compared to an enduro. Makes sense because it's a downhill whip to race. Also because of the long chainstay it is hard to pull the bike into the manual position. Over small roots and edges you can take off flowy. Bigger jumps are handled agile by the bike. Focus remains central in the air. The suspension travel got everything you need, also in an emergency. I don't wanna hide my emotions here. The 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗃 is a lot of fun. The perfect bike for bike parks and party laps on your home trail. The Propain 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗃 is a bike which provided me big fun times. The Propain kinematic system is a suspension system which works very well. It is extremely sensitive, it gives you good feedback from the ground and it always stays high up in the suspension travel, so the bike isn't too floaty. And yeah, the only negative thing I found about this bike is maybe the hard to reach damper, but besides that it is a bike which I can recommend. But what do you think about the Propain 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗃? Let me know down in the comments and also let me know what is important for you when it comes to downhill bikes. Yeah, also criticism, feedback or anything like that is welcome. And yeah, stay in touch and see you next time. Bye.